So we will officially call our meeting to order at 4:19. We will note that all of our council members are present. The first item on the agenda is to approve our agenda for today. We cannot add any items, but if someone wants to delete something really bad, we can do that. But do we have a motion to approve our agenda today? Motion by Ms. Hill. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Beasley. All in favor of approving our agenda, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is to review our minutes from the February 18th regular meeting. So if you want to take a second to review that, and then we'll take a motion in a second to approve. Motion by Ms. Bowers. Is there a second? Second by Ms. Ott. All in favor of approving our minutes from the February 18th meeting, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item on our agenda is good news to report. I totally forgot to write some stuff. So it's been a great busy time so far with Boosterthon. We've raised over $21,000 in profit, which is phenomenal. They said we're behind.
They were doing the math at 35%, but the contract was 30.
Yeah.
So I think that
it's less now. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that
less.
Yeah.
So we think we're doing great. We've got a great total. The kids are. That's awesome.
Nice.
So we had some more NTI days.
Sun is shining.
Sun is shining.
The sun's out. Kids are excited.
It's going to be 78 degrees for Boosterthon on Friday. So
Bring your sunscreen.
it's going to be hot on Thursday too, but no, it's Friday. We moved it back a day. Yes, because we're here in school.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I'm not doing that day. I remember.
sure, it's just in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I mean, it's enrichment time, so yeah, bring some kids out and just yeah. Cheer. And we will be doing the color run with 4th and 5th grade. So they get to do that color run. The color is here. I have been told, I'm not sure how this is happening, but I'm going to be slimed with some slime. It's half the one track will be color run, one track won't. Yeah, I'm getting slimed at some point, saran wrapped Thursday, and then a pie in the face at the next house meeting. So,
Wow.
Yep. And then we're the top teacher gets to be the principal for the day. We're going to teach their class.
Ever one.
It's like I'm going to be the teacher and you're going to be the principal. And then the top student's going to get to be the principal for a student principal for the day. So, and we had one student who had 2 accounts. So we are working to get them merged or figured out what his actual total is.
He's going to be president.
Because he's pretty high up there. So
Wow.
yeah. So any other good news to report? Awesome. Any public comment?
I'm good.
Awesome. Great. Moving into school improvement planning report, we're still in the same stage of progress monitoring and professional development plan, so there's nothing here. The next item on your agenda is the budget report. So you have a copy of our Munis account statement here. We currently in section 6, which is the very first couple things on page 3, have $13,976.90 available to spend right now. And we'll talk a little bit about the budget later, but we are in a very good financial point. We additionally have a lot of ESS money that we have to spend. We have some Title I money to spend. We have some school activity fund money to spend. So we're going to be able to get a lot of the wish list items and some things that we've been needing with that. So, and I'll let the council know exactly what we order once that starts to finalize with that. So you can review through all of that. The official budget will close on April 30th is when we have to have everything spent out and done.
Hey, when we
Um,
look at wish lists, can we look at the things like we randomly purchase throughout the year,
Yes,
like the
Yeah.
vocabulary? the
yes.
Or things that you use a lot.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
all of
things
those.
that we added, can we? add
Yes,
those
all,
in
all
before
of
we
those
start
things
the
are on
year?
my
Like,
list as to things. Another thing we've
I
added
know
this
people
year.
didn't put that on wish list because
Yeah.
we had it, but then really, if it doesn't get picked up again.
Yes, so yes, we're going to add those in and keep those running with that to see if we can do that. We're also looking at purchasing more radios for our special ed staff to have. As our special ed department has grown, we've not had enough radios to keep up with the need there. So we're just looking at different needs, but trying to do some of those bigger items through that. We do
Don't
want.
waste that fire on it.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
Yep.
Okay.
I agree. Just remind any teachers, if you see them, make sure that they use your supply money because we have only used $3,700 of the supply money from the district teachers, where the board approved that $200 extra dollars. We've only used $3,700 of it. So if there's anybody that has not, encourage other teachers. Yeah.
Do it.
So just encourage people to do it because it's free money and it's.
Picture and then save it as a document and then upload it. Like, you know, your notes app on your phone.
Yeah.
Like you can take a picture and make it into a PDF and then email the
Yeah.
PDF.
Or you can just go to the copier and scan it in the copier and say scan to my email.
Can I just put all the receipts on there,
Mhm.
make the.
Yep. So the next item on there is the school activity fund report. Currently in our school activity fund, we have $102,000 sitting in here. We are having to start spending some of this down because the district doesn't like us to have this much money sitting here. A lot of it is in the after school program, which more than likely will get allocated towards staffing. But there's still a lot of big areas like the energy award. We have $4,700 in that area. Mr. Beasley's working on figuring out what we can actually get with that stuff because that's very restrictive. We have like book fairs got $4,000 sitting there. Yeah. So, so we've got different pockets of money. So we're just working to spend some of these down and just get everything in there as well. So if you have any questions about that or ever want to go for a deep dive, I will happily do that. Not here. So the next item is committee reports. We don't have any committee reports. We don't have any bylaws or policies. We don't have any old business. So moving into new business, we have the enrollment update. You can see here all of our grades. Currently, first grade is the largest grade at 95, and that is now 96 because we just enrolled a student today. So they are all, with 4 classes, they'll be sitting on 24s when we talk about that next year. For second grade, our smallest group continues to be 5th grade at 61. We also added a second grader today. So she's new with us, and there's 2 more coming. I forget what their grades are. We have 2 kindergartners, and 2 second graders that are MIA that we know have moved. We know they're not here, but they have not enrolled anywhere. We have a few in Colorado that they're on a wait list for a public school. I don't get it, but so they cannot enroll right now. So we have about 4 kids that we know have left and are currently accumulating absences. So we're working to try and figure that out.
So let me get this straight. They left because they're not enrolled in another school.
We
because
can't
they're not
unenroll them.
Coming to school here, then all those absences count against us.
Yes,
And there's nothing we can do about it.
correct.
All right.
Is that for state purposes,
Yeah.
being able to track them?
Yes. So, and most 2 of them have moved out of state. So like they're like gone. Like it's not like there's a few, like the other 2 moved to Louisville. So they're still within the state. But
And
yeah,
one of them has enrolled and the other
Yes.
has not.
so we're just kind of in a holding pattern with these and we just keep trying to figure it out. So,
The state of Kentucky be notified if the family and like enlisted them in like a homeschool program?
Yes, yes,
That get notified?
yes, yeah. So kind of with that, the next item is our attendance update. The flu and everything is still running rampant. We cannot get out of this. And I will say it's in very much in pockets. We have some classes that are sitting on like 82% and other classes that are sitting at 100%.
Mine is always so good and last week was awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah, like it's really bad. My whole family had the flu last week. So we felt it. But so you can see since our last meeting, we were at 96% the week of February 10th. February 17th, we were at 94%. February 24th, we were at 95%. And then March 3rd, last week, we were at 94%. Fifth grade has been doing a great job. They, even with all the sickness, they have been coming to school for good or for bad. But they're here. So in fourth grade was good until last week. Fourth grade had last week struggled with everything. But yeah, we're seeing a second round of kids get the flu. Kids are getting the flu for the second time. Uh-huh.
There's something kind of stomach thing going.
And there's a norovirus, like there, it's
I feel like that's what hit yesterday.
yeah.
Yeah, I was in the office yesterday and Michelle was like, Lysol.
Yeah.
Like just spraying.
Okay, so the next item we'll move into is our staffing and hiring update. So this is our meeting where we have to finalize our staffing decision for this year. So I already sent it out to the council, and this is what is being recommended by our school-wide success team to the council for adoption as we move forward with this. Our exit meeting is on Monday. So that's why we had to have this special meeting, is because we have to do it in advance of that. So as we look at class sizes, and this was based on that January 10th number. So I have not adjusted these based on current enrollment. So you're not going to see current numbers here. But so what the school-wide success team is recommending is 4 teachers at kindergarten, which would be roughly 19 or 20 students. 4 teachers at first grade, which would be 20 and 21 students. 4 teachers at second grade, which when this was run was at 23 and 24. Now with our current number, it's 96, it's 4 24s. And second, we've talked about the option of adding a 5th second grade classroom, and the second grade teachers have made it very clear that they would rather go over cap than add a 5th teacher. They would prefer to have larger class sizes than have the 5th teacher for them personally. So that was their perspective. The council can make whatever decision we want to make, but that was their
They give any more like context?
Because there's what the success team recommended.
yeah, it's like because of where it would mess up the whole entire primary hallway if we did that, because there's not enough to have 5 classrooms where second grade's at. So one classroom would have to be somewhere else. We would have to, this year with 5 first grades, we've had to split a class into the 4 specials, which has caused different issues along with that. And they've just found that having a team of 5, they're currently a team of 3. So to go from a team of 3 to a team of 5, it's just hard. They consider it hard. So they just feel like, and I will say our data this year has not said that they have performed this group has performed better when we look at them as kindergarten, when they had 4 classes, and when we have 5. The data is comparable between the 2 groups.
So the students are still performing and getting the
Yes.
support that they need.
Yes. Yeah. And they felt comfortable with being able to provide the levels of support needed with that. Yeah. When we talk about third grade, the recommendation is to have 3 third grade classes, which would be about 22 students in each class. The recommendation for 4th grade will be to have 3 4th grade classes with roughly 25 students in each class. And then 5th grade to have 3 5th grade classes with roughly 26 students in each class. So so when we go into this and look at that, that's the recommendation from there. So as we look overall, this is what this next page details out what the recommendation is from school-wide success. So the recommendation is for 15 primary teachers, that's kindergarten through third grade. The recommendation is for 6 intermediate teachers, that's fourth and fifth grade. The recommendation is for 3 EL teachers. The district is allocating us 2. We would be adding a third one there. There were questions of who controls that third position and who gets to hire it. That would be a local hire. So we would be able to hire for that position. They would operate under our purview
Out of their current pool.
out of their, like, yes. No, it would be somebody new. We will be able to hire
them.
some interviews and anything.
Would anyone in that department apply?
Yes, if they don't have job rights. The district won't, because they're going to be very particular about the involuntary transfer back to the district. So they more than likely wouldn't let me take somebody from that capacity. But I've not fought that battle to figure out, is it something that we need to change? And really on the book, it's going to be listed as other teacher is how it will be called when we look at the position. Special area
If that's a
teachers.
person-
What?
sorry. What if that's a person that would get tenure by being there that year?
That's what we would have to figure out and just look at. So, and those are things that are options, and I just haven't gotten a chance to explore it with the EL staff yet.
I remember one year it was an issue. Like we were trying to hire someone and they were like, no, you can't have anyone that we currently have. And then we were like, but those people.
Yeah.
You know, it was an issue and we ended up with someone who did
Well,
not work out.
I will remind them that they take our people all the time.
Yeah, okay. I'm just saying. We ended up
So-
we ended up with a challenging situation.
Yes. Yes. And I don't want to go that route. And if we feel that we're not getting the candidate that we want there, we can come back as a council because it's coded as other teacher. We can say we want to convert this to an intervention teacher, or we have the capacity to say the council has decided against this role. It's more that we're allocating this sort of teacher in this capacity. But if we're not satisfied with our pool, we can come back together and say, let's try something different.
When we had talked about previously, somebody being kind of like a hybrid where they do EL and then they do some intervention.
I think that's my thought with this person is having an extra EL person would allow them to do more intervention work.
Mhm.
Because a lot of our intervention kids are EL kids.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll be able to have somebody that's able to do both. And we're very lucky here because both of our current interventionists are also EL certified. So really by doing this, we would have 5
That would be
staff
awesome.
members that are EL certified and could do intervention. Like, so it just opens up the capacity to do that. If we list it as intervention, they don't have to have the EL certification.
Got it.
So that's why we want to go EL to make sure they have that cert, and then we can support that. So next with special area, we're recommending 3 special areas, which is art, music, and PE. In addition, we'd have media specialists, which would be our 4th special, media. And then we have 1 GT teacher that's maintaining the same. Kindergarten paras, we pushed hard when we went to our meeting and they allowed us to do 2 full-time people. We thought when we met the first time it was only going to be 1.5,
Mhm.
but they allowed us to do 2 there. So it'd be 2 full-times there. It's not ideal, but the schedule does work for them to share 2 and always have somebody during small group instruction time. It's not the best situation, but it does work if we have to start the year that way. We have the capacity to do that, and we've worked things out for them to have extra support and specials and to use the intervention EL team to support as well at the beginning of the year. Intervention teachers, our recommendation is to have 2. Again, the 2 currently in those roles both hold EL certifications. 2 clerical positions. In special education, we have 8 teachers. So that's 6 LBD, 1 MSD, 1 pathways. And then special education paras, we have 13, 8 LBD, 4 MSD, and 1 pathways.
We're gonna stick at 1 MSD, even with our current number.
Yep. And I fought that battle, and the direction that I received was they would be assigned to other schools if they were to qualify. And I
Right.
printed that email.
All right.
Wow.
What is MSD?
MSD is moderate to severe disabilities. So it's kids that have extreme intellectual disabilities.
So it's a step beyond LBD.
Yes.
And then pathways.
Pathways is more behavior. behavior or emotional regulation, executive function. Yeah. So
How many kindergarten paras are there currently?
currently we have 3.4.
So with the two, would there be hope of adding more kindergarten paras next year?
We can look at that. I will say with this recommendation, we are going over our budget by $99,605 above what we currently have. Now I project that we're going right now that's being funded with our after school money, our supplemental duty money, section 6. We can pay for it now. Like we have the money. We have the money. I am projecting if our numbers hold, we would get $105,000 at day 10. That 105,000 could be used to refund the pots we're using now,
I got you.
or we can use it to buy other positions and things.
Paras
Is
of-
we're saying right now too, that right now we have 3.4K paras, but in the afternoons, they're doing EL intervention groups as well. They're not actually in the kindergarten classrooms. So they do K1 and 2, K first and second intervention groups for us all afternoon.
And remember when we tried to hire people and we couldn't find anyone, so they just, that. they
We have a
took on
0.9 and a 0.5.
2 of them. took
We have
on
2.1s, a 0.9 and a 0.5.
And then what about our
That's right.
para that does intervention?
That is currently not in this recommendation, but that could be something that not that gets into like staffing decisions and job rights and pieces like that. But that could be something that we explore on day 10. I believe that individual is not actively searching for roles and it's not like needs this position. So I believe if we choose not to go with it now, they may be willing to hold and with the chance that we could come back.
Heard really positive things.
There have been.
So
That's been a great addition to our staff around with intervention EL as a whole.
Can she be that like?
She's not certified.
She does have a 4-year degree, so she could potentially be option 6 if she wanted to. I don't know why
Okay.
I'm hearing up. I really love her.
Yes, she
He wants to go back to school.
yes, I don't think she wants to.
Actually, you're gonna go back. We'll see you soon.
yeah, I just wrote her name down. I was like, well, I wonder about,
Yes,
okay,
yes.
sure how that. plays
That
out.
position is not currently in this recommendation
Okay.
as we stand today. But could be something that we add on day 10. And that position really wouldn't need to be, is not needed in that first month of school when we're kind of building up. Like they could be used and if they were here, we would use them. But it is not something that's we need this day 1.
So the position
We added that late. So,
Throw that out there because I know that's gonna be good.
yes.
the special areas teacher number unchanged? That's apparently what we have.
Yes, that's the same as what we have, art, music, PE, and media. She's kind of, the media specialist is its own weird thing. Yes,
Well, then we can still do enrichment on Friday.
yes. We would still continue with our enrichment programming on Fridays to allow different opportunities, so it stays on that roughly 4-day rotation with the bonus day. It has not been that way this spring. I think we've had a enrichment day.
Because the kids have been complaining, are we ever gonna do enrichment again? Yes, we are.
Maybe.
Yes.
But it is beneficial to have that day to be able to drop it if we need to. That has been a very beneficial for those times where we need.
It's
Yeah.
nice to have the same schedule week to week, like A, B, C, D, E.
Yes.
A, B, C, if not, A, B, C, D, E, F. A, B, C, yeah.
So,
We have C on Monday and Friday, but other than that.
okay, so if we are prepared and okay with this, I will entertain a motion to approve this recommendation for our staffing for next year.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Ms. Bowers, second by Ms. Hill. All in favor of approving our staffing recommendation, please say aye.
Hey,
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all. The next item on here is the section 6 budget. I'm I'm gonna be honest, this is pretty much a perfunctory thing. It's very small. I apologize. The thing is, we can move all this money. It really does not matter where we put the money, except for where we put it in library, because Miss Lane will spend it before we know what it's there. But they do. But the great news is our budget went up to $50,270 this year based on our attendance and our enrollment increasing. So that's about a $5,000 increase, which has allowed us to increase some areas, especially library books. We went from a $5,000 budget up to a $7,000 budget. I did. You're welcome. I did cut it because we went down last year, but we went back up, so I was able to boost it and recoup where we had to cut last year. So it's I can't promise you 7,000 every year, but yeah, that's a little much. I mean,
I'll make you cry.
yeah, the copier budget really just sits. We've kept it at 10,000. That's just a safe number. We don't ever hit it. But I just don't.
Yeah, 'cause it's like 69.
It always makes me nervous because we don't know.
Crazy, like with color copy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Resolve it.
No, they've not figured anything out. We're not even getting billed for our usage. We're just getting billed a portion of everyone's global usage based on our usage, based on a formula of the third degree times 7 that only Lexmark knows or Toshiba knows. They tried to make a whole program.
Make it complicated on purpose?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they just randomly bill us a number. And we don't even actually see the bill. They just take the money.
Okay.
But you always want to over budget, so you don't ever have to put teachers on a copy.
Because
Yeah.
then what we do is we
Yeah.
pull this money back and we use it for
Yeah.
carry forward, or we use it for
Yeah, that's how we
different
vote on it
projects.
in West Virginia. It's
So.
awful.
Where's the
City
tissue
light.
budget?
Yeah.
That's in general supplies.
Do you have any paper?
I never get it.
Nope, I have
Do
no
you need?
Well, just
Tissue.
just tell us.
Like,
We will order
I
you
used to have
some
my entire
Do-
tub of just my
Yes.
Pixie paper too for my newsletters and things.
because people don't like to tell you tell people things.
I
But
get
yes.
tissue all the time.
Yes, if there are things you need, we want to get away from as much as possible teachers having to spend their own money. So if we can make it happen, we're gonna make it happen.
Who do I tell?
Amber.
All right, I need tissues.
So like literally yeah.
Literally all the time, I'm wiping notes.
Yep. So yeah, like we want to get it. That's the goal with the district,
Because my
giving
mother
that,
buys them every
yeah.
year.
giving the $200. We want to get away from everybody having to spend their money.
Here, I'm like, okay.
that's how I know we're gonna have enough money when I retire, because I won't be buying things.
Okay, so do we have a motion to approve our Section 6 budget that will be moved around as we need it, no matter what we do today?
Approved.
Motion by Ms. Hill. Is there a
I
second?
like the workman's comp for $10.
I'll take
It's
it.
funny, but-
I'll take it.
Second by Ms. Bowers. All in favor of approving our budget, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Ms. Lane, don't spend all your money in one place.
Don't. Yeah.
Yep. So our last item here is just some field trip items. These are just informational items. The first one is kindergarten. We'll be going to see the Cinderella play put on by Dunbar. They have used their PTA fund already, so that's why this is a little more expensive. So they're at $9 per student for that trip, but that'll be on Monday, April 28th. So they will get to go to that one.
I
And
didn't put a price on mine last month, but it's at $0.
I think we did.
Yeah, I think we did.
They're going
Here
to,
it is. That's not
Yeah.
gonna cost us
Yeah.
anything. We haven't used any money.
and to be fair, all of the kids at Academic Challenge got that question correct.
Well, what's the
It
question?
asked what fort is what Kentucky fort was involved in the American Revolution, and they were all able, both of our teams got it correct. So
So now you've
Okay.
justified-
I've justified your field trip, but you can't take buses.
If I took a charter bus, they'd
You
probably
can't
be the
take
better.
charter
If
buses.
they- that question right next to it, I'd get my charter bus.
We'll talk about that. Okay, And the last item here is just fifth grade. In a couple weeks, we'll be going to Biztown. This is,
Biztown.
it is through junior achievement.
It
Okay.
costs $18.
It's very expensive. It is, the program is a very expensive program.
Would think
So,
junior achievement would pay.
yeah, they do.
State of Georgia.
So they go and they each have a job. Like there's a mayor of the town. They're like in the place, there's a Chick-fil-A, and some people work at the Chick-fil-A, and there's a CEO of Chick-fil-A, a CFO, marketing. It's where Rise is. Is it?
Okay.
So
I got you.
and you just go and it's a true town. Like there's a bank in there and kids work at the bank. And so they experience what it's like and
Radio station.
Yep. they learn all the economics. I think UK is there. Like, so it's a great program. So
Well,
Yeah.
as always, the kids can't afford.
Oh, they will. Okay.
we there is never a field trip where a kid does not go because they can't afford it. We either use fee waiver or we use school funds for that. Okay, so we are at everyone's favorite part of the meeting. Do we have a motion to adjourn? A motion by Ms. Hill. Is there a second? Second by Ms. Russell. All in favor of adjourning our meeting, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.